Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Play the Hits, where we are ankle deep in some Lunar Silver Star Harmony. Nick, you'll notice that I did a couple of off-camera exploring roundabouts again and leveling up. And it's a good thing I did, because I came to find out in the middle of this forest that we didn't do one very important story thing in order to activate this event. So, back we go.
Ah, okay.
So it turns out, before we can actually retrieve the seed chart from the old hag, we have to speak with the gambler at the bar. If that's not the most JRPG sentence you've ever heard, then you owe me $1,000.
You know, they really look on gambling differently in Japan, you know?
Good to see you again, son. Got me money to lose, because I ain't gonna mind... put your money where your mouth is. There we go. This is the one point in the plot where Ramus is actually useful.
Oh, I was hoping there'd be a little mini game, but that's not gonna happen.
Nope. Unless you consider Ramus a minigame.
No, I don't.
Look at him there with his big, uncomprehending eyes. So, Nick, how's your week been? I know we didn't get a chance to game last week.
I was taken aback for a moment when we were starting. When the title screen came up that said Lunar, I don't know why, but my brain was expecting to hear the term Resident Evil. My brain just shut off for a second. I really need to go to a doctor.
That would very much change the tone of this game.
But anywho, my week has been passable. I went to the doctor for a problem that disappeared.
Oh, nice.
The bill didn't disappear, though, but,
no.
Hey, the kidney seems to be working just fine, so, you know what? Whatever, I'll take it.
Really, I have the exact opposite problem. The doctor's visit I had this Friday was covered entirely by my insurance, but I got the news that my blood pressure and cholesterol are unusually high for a man my age, so...
Ooh.
Time to start taking the weight loss more seriously and get on some low-dosage medication, which I'm not too happy about.
Well, the blood pressure probably has to do with stress. The cholesterol, well, I mean, that's dietary.
Well, so my weight doesn't seem to indicate number of cholesterol that I had. So they think at least part of it is hereditary. I can probably make it better by dropping a few pounds.
Okay.
But they're thinking for those two things, they usually tend to run genetically if they're that abnormal.
Cricket. There's nothing worse than being told you need to lose weight after you already exercise regularly.
Yeah, right. As if my 45 minutes to an hour on my exercise bike a day isn't enough.
You need to try harder. Well, I am trying. Well, you need to try harder.
Well, let me work that in between feeding and napping and raising my kids and doing full-time work.
I guess I could just sleep an hour less.
Yeah, right. But no, I mean, part of it is definitely dietary. You know I'm a connoisseur of rich, fatty foods, so it's the time to make that more of a special occasion instead of a usual.
You know, I recently just went on a sugar witch hunt in my house.
Ah, nice.
And I was surprised the amount of things that have sugar in them. The gummy melatonin, 6% of your daily intake of the sugar right there.
No kidding.
The almond milk that I have 2 glasses of at night to make turmeric tea, 50% of my sugar intake right before bed.
Huh.
Yeah, I think I was at 250% of my daily intake daily. And I was being pretty smart, you know, like eating horrible non-fat yogurts.
Yeah. I don't know, I like Greek yogurt.
I don't, but I have something to eat with it, like a Lara bar, which I'm nuts about.
Mm-hmm. Those things are awesome. I also like to toss in like a few berries and chia seeds.
Oh, no, that's not a bad idea. That's actually a really good idea. I like that.
Yeah. God, we're old. We're just old men talking about men stuff.
We're just worldly. But anyways, right before we started, I was reading. It looks like there's finally a leak out of the Xbox version of GoldenEye that was supposed to come out at some point.
Oh, no shit.
and it looks wonderful. And from the sounds of it, it's looking like something might be unofficially and anonymously dropped sometime on the internet concerning that project this year.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I would love that. It looks wonderful.
That'd be great. Considering that we made it through the Mario version in, 3 episodes, that'd be kind of a nice capstone to that.
Almost 2.5, but yeah, is it sad that's the only game I'm really looking forward to this year?
Come to think of it, other than Resident Evil 8 The Village, there's not a whole lot on the horizon this year that
I have
I'm
had
really
that same
about.
conversation with 2 other people this week.
Like Village is a definite pickup, but yeah.
Well, even in a good year, but like last year you had a couple. Damn it! Even in a year like last year that I guess had some strong showings.
Yeah.
I mean, like pretty much everyone has universally been I don't know.
For me, last year was worth it if for nothing else than Doom Eternal and Ghost of Tsushima. Those were two.
Yes.
Those were 2 games. Like usually, I get 1 game a year, or maybe sometimes every 2 years, that I will actually revisit in the future. I can safely say that I am going to replay Doom Eternal and Ghost of Tsushima at some point in my life.
Yeah, that was a rather good year for games. Let's not forget Animal Crossing.
Yeah, Animal Crossing. For all of its ups and downs, I have to admit I did enjoy FF7 Remake. I'm looking forward to seeing what becomes...
that came out last year as well.
Yeah.
And Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what becomes of Cyberpunk. Because I'm one of the ones who, I bought it on the PC, so the glitches haven't been that big of an issue for me. And so I'm just, wondering what CD Projekt Red will do with it.
I was so fascinated. I was reading a bit about Cyberpunk earlier in the week. And I guess they're in, this strange legal trouble because, the modding community has figured out how to have sex with...
Passersby?
No, with nobody cares about that. They only care about copyrighted characters. In this case,
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, that guy.
Wait,
couldn't remember who he was.
Instead of playing Lunar right now, we could be fucking Keanu. Come on, Nick. You should have told me this before the episode.
I thought it was hilarious because it posed that interesting question of well, that wasn't in the contract. We'd get in legal trouble for this.
So Nick, before we continue with the conversation, I do have to point out this is one of my favorite plot points in the whole game. I can't imagine anything or anyone moronic enough to stumble under this thing. This sad little booby trap here, right?
We're gonna stumble under it, aren't we?
Yeah, you're going to enter my. He's simultaneously a very good character, but he's the kind of character you love to hate. And so because of,
Hans Gruber.
Yeah, right. Because of the abrasiveness of his personality, you will remember him.
The guy who gets shot by Hans Gruber.
Yeah. This guy would have died within the first 20 minutes of a Die Hard film. Anyways, continue. We were fucking Keanu.
Oh no, that was it. It's just
that's all you need.
No, that was it. It's just that whole thing of wow, when we pay a celebrity to be in a game,
we really pay him to be in the game.
What happens when people start having sex with him? And then it becomes an issue for legal.
Now,
because I guess that's what's going on right now.
When they sign up Daisy Ridley for the sequel, that gets an automatic pre-purchase for me.
Oh my.
Yeah, Nash is pretty much...
Hey there, peasants. My name's Nash.
And yes, he continues to call you peasant throughout the game.
Oh, he's got a pompadour.
Yep.
Every JRPG has one of these.
Yep.
Just make sure you watch your step, okay?
And there's going to come the point in the story where he turns on you for a little bit because he's weak, but then he learns a lesson about friendship and comes back.
His voice acting, surprisingly not bad for the era.
No. This game has its ups and downs, but I feel like Yuri Lowenthal and whoever plays Nash here, they do a great job. Kyle is my favorite character. We won't meet him for probably another 2 or 3 episodes. He's a standout for me as well. The only real downside with the voice acting in this is the character of Galleon. And not because the voice actor in this one is bad, but because Galleon, his original voice actor was a man named John Truitt. and he did such an excellent villain voice. Like, you should look it up, it's so good, that it kind of sold me on the whole story.
Yes, much like Jean-Claude Frollo's voice actor from The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Ah.
I mean, I certainly wasn't there for George Costanza's voice.
Hey, he made a great gargoyle.
He was just fine, but man, Frollo's voice was just so excellent. Interestingly, I can't remember the voice actor, but he also did the voice for Chairface Chippendale from The Tick.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
There's a nugget
yeah,
for you.
One of my
I
don't think
favorite
I've
villains
watched
of all
The Tick
time.
I haven't watched The Tick in probably about 2 decades.
I loved how everybody ironically said when like Marvel was really taking off, like, "Oh man, when are we finally getting The Tick in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? When are we getting the live action Tick?" And then they got it, and nobody watched it.
Yeah, it was on Amazon, wasn't it? And it was actually pretty good, from what I heard.
Yeah, it just never really took off.
It had what's his name? David Puddy from Seinfeld.
Yes, you are right.
I can't think of his name. But he plays the Macho Man voice in everything he's in.
Oh, he's got like that
and...
one voice. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good voice. I don't fault him.
Yeah. So Nash is our Thunder Mage.
So this is one of those games where the party members come on at your level.
Yes, thankfully so.
Nice.
Because then I don't have to spend the extra time leveling them.
That was something I never liked with Mario RPG, the preset levels.
There he is again. Look at the good boy.
The golden doggo.
No, you're staying here, buddy. We just don't need you anymore. We got a golden doge.
The golden boxer. That's like
something. Look, there's another one.
There's another one.
She's got 2. She doesn't need them both. Oh god, she's gonna fucking eat us.
How many dogs does one actually need? Because I feel like the answer is always determined by moving the number up, but never quite down.
Yeah.
Oh wow, you got to this whole sea chart thing real fast.
Yeah, like I said, I did the whole forest off camera, since it's really just filler. Let's leave this one to Lunar. Yeah, I don't think Nash is gonna respond well to Ramus. Come on, give us your priceless treasure, guy we just met.
You owe us.
You know, I gotta say, this game has probably the best sprite work I've seen in a JRPG. I was noticing that with Nash's character.
This soundtrack is just like straight up from the future Paper Mario, the Origami King.
Oh, really? I haven't played it yet.
It sounds just like it. But anyways, sprite work, I don't know. I mean, it's maybe a little better Final Fantasy Tactics. It's good.
I enjoy it very much.
Yeah, it's good.
It's clean, it's colorful, and I think
what was bad was Final Fantasy IX. As much as I loved that game, just like some of those sprites were just so indistinguishable, I couldn't really tell what was going on.
Oh, you mean like the character models, or?
The character models, yeah.
Okay, well, because FF9, unless there's a part that I really overlooked, was not sprite-based, right?
No, it was polygon-based, rendering my argument completely inadmissible.
But like okay, so
you'd be right.
So what I was saying about this is, I think the reason that I love the sprites for this version so much is because when you play the
hey, there's a treasure chest you missed.
Yeah, I need a key. Is because when you play the original on the PlayStation 1, I'm gonna have to make my way through this whole gauntlet again. The way that you see the characters is on the world map and battle sprites do not match the they do not match the character art at all, which is unfortunate.
Is it fair to say that I think Mario RPG had stronger sprite work?
Mario RPG had excellent, just lovely
surprise. Yeah.
Go on. They were the most expressive sprites I think I saw on the SNES.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, so welcome
now
aboard,
we got
Nash.
a guy who just attacks everything. Well.
Yeah. Welcome aboard, Nash.
So, Is this the episode where we react to the Resident Evil 8 trailer?
Have you played the demo yet?
No, I kind of want to go in completely fresh.
Well, so the nice thing about the Resident Evil demos that they've been doing recently is that they do not...
Oh, it's like a standalone story, just like they did for Resident Evil 7.
Correct. Yeah,
yes.
It's not actually bound to the main game's narrative.
Oh, no. I mean, I just want to be completely surprised by, like, the mechanics and everything.
Okay, then don't watch the episode Max and I recorded.
Yeah, I saw that at one point.
Well, so the nice thing was, though, the way that they did the demo, or the way it was structured, they didn't do any of the combat or puzzle-solving mechanics. It was literally just to kind of, like, introduce you to the characters and the world and, like, why this is so terrifying.
That's a shame, because the characters are not selling me, but...
No, really. I mean, I don't know enough to make a call. I mean, they seem interesting.
I feel confused. I don't know, like...
A family of vampire ladies.
Yeah, how fucking cliche.
They're basically just the weird sisters from Dracula.
I mean, I get that it's Eastern Europe. I mean, if you're gonna have a spooky castle, what the hell else do you kill in it? I mean, vampires, I guess. Just, I don't know, like...
Vampires, werewolves, you know.
Oh, sexy vampires. Oh, someone watched season 3 of Castlevania. Oh, okay.
Oh,
all right.
man.
There was like one point though where like my brain short-circuited.
Was it when they were fucking Hector?
No.
Oh, we're talking about Resident Evil, sorry.
Unfortunately, I saw that coming.
Well, I knew they were going to screw him. I just didn't know that they were actually going to screw him.
I just didn't know we were going full on hentai, unfortunately. Because I was also watching the series with my sister, but I digress. Yeah, that was awkward. So,
she looked at you like in cold eyes, stared at you. Oni-chan? What?
Oh. Anyways, so there's this part in the trailer for 8 where my brain short-circuited because I guess one of the vampires is talking about like, oh, my plan would have worked, but my brother screwed everything up. And I was like, is she referring to the events of Resident Evil 7? Is this Jack Baker's sister who lives in Eastern Europe? That would be a twist. It's like, oh god, this is Die Hard with a Vengeance all over, where the main villain is like the sibling of the villain from the first movie.
That would be the best freaking twist in Resident Evil history.
That like white bread American, you know, former Marine Jack from Louisiana.
He just has some like 8-foot tall European sister. Yeah.
Oh god, and like it only lasted for half a second, but like, yeah, it was very amusing for that half second. Yeah, I found Waldo.
You found him a few times. Boy, they're really getting lazy with these things, aren't they?
But no, anyways, like, I'm just like, I'm still gonna probably pick the game up on day 1, which I never do with anything, because it looks like the mechanics are gonna be solid. Mm-hmm. It just, everything looks so goofy with like werewolves and vampires, and like, I'm sure Umbrella's behind it all.
Right.
And then like Ethan needs more story, and I guess there's like a satanic cult element.
So Max and I, as we were talking about it, that was kind of my point. Like, usually in Resident Evil games, it always starts off where it's like, oh boy, this is like otherworldly paranormal shit, and then it all gets explained by Umbrella doing something. How are they fucking explaining werewolves and vampires with Umbrella?
We're gonna get there, I guess. I mean, you know,
it's gonna be a roundabout way of getting there, though, I'm thinking.
And part of me also is like, okay, I mean, at least it's something, because I don't want Resident Evil 7 again, as much as I liked it. I like when something does something different.
It is going to be good to have them mix it up. That's for
7
sure.
was just such a hard act to follow, because they managed to do something different and at the same time had Umbrella behind it, but the way they executed it was so good. Well, and you know me, I hate everything, Chris.
You do.
That was masterful, the way like they weaved in the narrative of like, oh well, the Bakers were just this innocent victim of
so
you know, an Umbrella experiment.
That was absolutely what I loved most about Resident Evil 7's story, was that it was such a departure from the rest of the series that by the time the game revealed that it was actually Umbrella behind everything, you'd almost forgotten that Umbrella was even a thing because you were so
the game was
absorbed.
such a reboot that like you didn't necessarily know to expect it or not.
Right, which and as a result, it ended up being an absolutely brilliant way to put you in Ethan's shoes because here he was and he's new to the whole Resident
He's just
Evil
as
universe.
clueless as you are.
Yeah, he's new to Umbrella fucking everybody over. So
was it
a
even
surprise for
Umbrella,
him,
or was it the Connections? There was like some corporate warfare going on. But
yeah, and so it was brilliant on Capcom's part to make the most tried and true trope of Resident Evil new to people who had already played Resident Evil. And that was well done.
I don't think lightning is gonna strike twice there, but
Like it can't,
the other thing
I don't know
that I loved about it was that the horror was grounded in the tragedy of the Baker family. You know, like a good part of the terror came from the pathos, and that these were just good people who were
with
caught
a
up
really
in this
really
horrible
shitty
event
home.
that turned them into horrible people. And I'm sure there's some sort of like metaphor in there somewhere about the working class being ground down by the corporate elites.
Right.
And then like we go from that, like Jack Baker being like a good man who saved a kid in a rainstorm, that ultimately like ended up
Screwed
dooming
over
his
whole
family
yeah.
to these stupid fucking vampires. And it's just like, oh, we're going like full cartoon here. But yeah, anyways.
Well, and that was the thing that I found most interesting about the demo is from the trailers, it looks really kind of tongue-in-cheek horror. Like the weird like gaggling sisters and everything.
They did such good horror in the last game.
Well, but then you get to the demo and it's like, oh shit, this is actually like really solid ambiance and terrifying atmosphere. Like, I didn't
the
expect
atmosphere
that.
and all that looks good. I have no trouble with that. It's just I feel like my eyes are gonna probably roll out of their head every time I hear like a vampire giggle right before they appear on camera, and then it like breaks the tension. But
no,
here I am
can feel
criticizing
that,
the game I haven't played yet.
The one encounter that you do have with one of the vampire sisters in the demo, it gets a good jump scare out of you. So I don't know. I'm gonna trust Capcom on this one.
Jump scares, the lowest form of psychological horror.
Well, yeah, but at the same time though, like they build up the tension and then they have her whisper in your ear and you're like, holy shit.
Well, I bet that'd be good in VR.
Yeah. Oh god, VR. Don't get me started on that again. Freaking Marguerite.
Oh goodness, I just think all of that game would be incredibly unnerving on. Yeah.
Well, I've told you that story, right? Or did I only tell it to Max?
Oh no, you told me that.
Yeah, I couldn't make it past that boss fight in VR. And not like I lacked the skill to beat her, I just couldn't do it.
It's just, I'm sure it's horrifically unnerving because it's already a very tense fight, but then to like actually have the sound all around you.
Uh-huh. You know.
I'm sure as disorienting as it all is, that doesn't help.
Yeah. So, as long as we're on this kind of replay kick on Play the Hits, we're doing Lunar's remake, we'll end up doing FF7's remake, I kind of wonder if I could get through Resident Evil 7 in VR if it was on this channel and I had you talking me through it. I think that would cut down some of the tension for me.
Interesting concept. Yeah.
I'd have to rearrange my room here a little bit, but I think we could do it.
I'd be interested in that. The video quality on my playthrough wasn't exactly stellar, so yeah, I mean, any chance to replay 7, I'm okay with, and that's like maybe a 4 or 5 episode thing.
Yeah, but in VR, I don't know. We'll see. I'd give us 6 or 7.
Figure out your skill level before we commit the time.
Well, the nice thing is you can use the awkward like move controllers, or you can just use a regular PS4 controller. So that's what I'll do, obviously.
That I kind of for a while was flirting about getting the VR headset to play Resident Evil 7. Just because I love that game so much. But like my $600 stimulus check was like devoured by doctor bills and vet bills. So it's like, oh, that's gone. Never mind.
Strangely enough, there were only like 2 or 3 games. Fortunately, I did find my headset on kind of a deep discount. but there were only ever 2 or 3 games that I really played on it, one of them being Resident Evil 7. So if the next time that you're over here and we do that series, if you just want to take it with you for a little while and experience it and return it, that'd be fine with me.
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
Yeah. It's a pain in the ass to set up, though. I mean, it requires like 3 HDMI cords, but once you're there, I mean, it is really novel. I mean, it's a unique thing. I don't know if I'm ready to call it like the future of gaming, but it's pretty awesome.
It is a interesting, hesitant first step forward.
I will say, while it's not my definitive way of playing Skyrim, I did find myself doing a lot more walking and looking than I would have otherwise in that game.
Walking is so much more exciting now.
It really is. Like, it's like, holy shit! Like, it's this massive open world, and
oh yeah,
you know,
I remember from when I was at your house and we did some Resident Evil 7. Just walking was like incredibly disorienting and fascinating.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
I guess it's morning already.
Build it up like we're leaving Luna behind. Well, because this scene is interesting too, because in the original game on the Sega CD, you straight up did leave her behind here.
That's an interesting creative decision to change.
Well, and the directors of the remake rightly estimated that, you know, at this point, like when you actually come back and she's in danger, you're not at all invested in her character anymore because it's been like 4 hours, and you know, who is she?
Valid point.
Yeah. Like, she was just with you for like the very first part of the game, and then you don't see her again until, you know, the first quarter's done, and it's like, oh, I guess I better save her. Bye, Luna. I love this part. He basically just says, I fucking changed my mind.
Luna, you've got to come with us.
Holy shit, the boat's moving! Alex, what the fuck?
Already decided.
Forget that. Come on. All the adventures in the world would be meaningless.
I heard fuck that.
Fuck that. Come on, jump on this moving ship.
This became a different game for just half a second.
Right.
But Alex,
You know what was...
But I've already decided. Fuck that. Get on this ship.
Fuck your feelings. Get up here.
oh Alex,
You know what this, in a very strange way, reminds me of, or is at least nostalgic to me for? In Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, one of like the most thrilling parts of that game for me was always like docking the ship, just because of the way that it transitions so seamlessly from like naval warfare mode to traditional runny, jumpy, stabby Assassin's Creed mode. I don't know why, but
Assassin's
docking the
Creed, I
ship
regret
always
never
gave me
having
like
played.
this interesting, like, and the way that like it just kind of marched up to the dock and everything, and they tethered it, and I don't know, it was a cool effect.
It sounds like some of the little details that made the game interesting.
It
before
is. They didn't
Ubisoft
have to
started.
make it that interesting, but they did. Like, they could have just had like just your token loading scene, you know, like they give you pointers from the game and then you transition to a town. But no, they went the extra mile and made a whole docking animation, and you know, like you weren't in control, but you saw over the character's shoulder as it zoomed in on the town. It was a good effect.
Yeah, it's like taking time to make the world feel lived in makes the quality of the game better.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, my favorite Assassin's Creed, which has not really been topped in any of the games since, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, where's the quality gone essentially since then?
Well, I mean budget-wise,
consistently
it's exploded,
seemed-
but
Well, budget-wise, well, the Twilight series had a big budget.
Yeah.
Look what that produced, but no, I think it's pretty universally agreed that the quality of that series consistently went down until they hit Origins, which point it kind of peaked again, and then it kind of got stale again.
yeah, well, Origins definitely did something new. It definitely made it much more of an RPG, which was kind of cool.
Right,
but-
it basically just took it straight to Fantasyland and
Yeah.
just stopped pretending there was an overarching story, which,
Sure.
you know...
Which is good in the sense that, you know, like, their overarching story wasn't great anyways. But that was kind of the nice thing about 4, was that you got rid of future Desmond, and yeah, there was, like, this subplot about the Templars in modern-day world doing
I always
their
thought
shit.
it was an interesting through line of the series. You know, like, hey, we're gonna do all these historical period pieces, and like,
Yeah.
what if a religious order was manipulating all these events?
Right.
I think that was a cool idea, but that's clearly not the game they wanted to make. So,
No.
you know,
And so the nice thing about 4, I think 4 more than any other title in this series was just kind of boiled down to fuck it. Let's take all of the elements that people loved about this and crank them up to 11.
And you gotta respect that when they do that sometimes.
And none of the fluff or filler. Which is interesting because it definitely had the biggest map out of any of the Assassin's Creed games too. I mean, you had the entire Caribbean to sail around and explore. But like everything from like whale hunting to just actually doing target assassinations was really well executed in that game.
You know what? There are two things that I don't believe happened in human history. One is the pyramids being built, and one is humans hunting whales. I just cannot wrap my mind around the idea that pre-1900s these two things happened.
You know, I hesitate to ever say that we'll play Assassin's Creed 4 on this channel because it's so freaking big. But maybe we could just do a bonus episode where we go fucking hunt some whales.
No, I mean, I've seen whaling in that game, but like just the concept of whaling and then having whale to whale and then trying to haul that whale back to shore.
You take side note, you take like one step onto a staircase in this game and Alex is all in. He's going up that fucking staircase.
No hesitancy whatsoever.
No room for error. Sorry, go on.
No concern about what's at the top.
Yeah.
But no, whales. How did people kill them? How did whales not kill them?
It almost seems like the spears that we had to do the job were like, you know, inconsequential to the behemoth monsters that we were hunting with them. Here we go.
If the whale didn't kill them, the scurvy would.
Right.
So it's astonishing the amount of things we were able to achieve because human life was cheap and we could just throw waves and waves of working class people at them.
Right. I mean, we would never have killed a whale if someone didn't want a whale dead bad enough.
That's another fascinating thing. Like, how did people figure out there's oil inside these whales and then figure out, oh, if we kill whales, we can get more oil?
Right.
It's like the first person who, like, milked a cow. Like, what was going through their head?
I bet that tastes good.
Like, some enterprising individual had to figure that out.
You are absolutely right. Like, someone had to have looked at that and said, oh, okay, I'm down. I'm down to clown with this cow. Okay, I can't equip Nash right now.
Yeah, welcome to our episode of Lunar, where the episode title is Weird Cow Things.
Well, it was either Weird Cow Things or fucking Keanu Reeves, so the bar is low. We're only halfway through the episode, so... Alright.
This is a cute game. I like this.
I love this. It's so pleasant and nostalgic, and it just scratches the itch every time.
I was thinking about this a couple of days ago, and I feel like this game's only flaw so far is that it starts out almost too strong.
Too strong?
You know?
Interesting.
I feel like that first bit from the past, like that's almost too good. And then they kind of like bring you into this. It's
where it's a much more traditional paced JRPG, yeah. And I think maybe they did that in this version of the game because I've told you that scene wasn't in the original.
Right.
I think they did that because of how slow it takes off. But we are getting into Maribia. We're about to meet Mel and then Galleon, and so it's gonna go pretty.
Like we're cruising right along.
Yeah.
I'm like just waiting for Leviathan to attack.
Yep. I think we've already killed the boat monster, though. It's just a matter of getting... No. See, again, Alex presses up against a piece of furniture or door, and he's just there. He's in it.
Fully committed.
Yes. Let's see, can I sleep, or do I have to talk to someone else, or what's going on?
He is fully
yep,
committed.
sorry.
He is like Charlie Sheen at drug rehab. He is fully committed.
Fully committed until he's not that committed no more. Alright, let's sleep.
Hey, there's a pool fun noodle in the corner.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that. Either that or a yoga mat.
Yeah, it could be anything.
There we go.
And then just swords thrown haphazardly on the floor. Not OSHA compliant in any capacity.
Yeah, there's children sleeping in this room. Let's just throw in a couple fucking swords, gunpowder, you know.
Oh, God. OSHA compliance is always a joke until you're the OSHA compliance officer for your company.
So now, Nick, you wake up in the middle of the night on a boat out at sea. This is going to be the Leviathan fight, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Wrong. What would be your second guess?
Merman on the top deck.
Nope, you get one more. Go through your list of JRPG cliches.
Girl gets swept overboard and you have to save her.
Oh, you had the girl right, but nope. The correct answer was D. Girl performs a musical number.
Oh, that's so obvious. That's like in literally every Final Fantasy.
Granted, I do enjoy this song very much, but... And as a child, this was absolutely one of the scenes that sold me on this game.
Well, I mean, by that point, you'd probably already bought it, so, you know.
I gave it a good rental first.
Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting rentals were a thing.
By the way, have you ever seen the boxing of the PS1 original on this?
So long ago that I can't recall what it looked like.
So, Lunar 1 and 2 had some of the best packaging I've ever seen. It wasn't a special edition or anything. It was just a regular copy of the game. But it came with like a world map, an art book, a soundtrack, like a collectible amulet, some trading cards.
Yeah, back when games did that stuff.
Yeah. And it's just because Working Design was so proud of their ability to translate these things for fans. It was great.
I liked that I was going through some games today because I'm painting one of my rooms, and I opened up one of my Switch containers and chuckled. It's got little hooks for something to be inside, like an instruction manual, but there's nothing inside.
There's nothing inside.
Like Nintendo don't.
There was just a note with a frowny face that said, "Who are we kidding?"
Yeah, I know, right? And it was in every game, too. Go figure.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like a diverse, multicultural family awkwardly smiling at the Switch and then encouraging me to join like the Mario Fun Club.
I did seem to remember hearing that the physical edition of Hollow Knight on the Switch had some neat extras.
I'm guessing that was more of the developer than anything Nintendo did.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still nice when someone takes the time to do that.
I would fully expect a two-man company to be more in tune with what people want.
Yeah.
As long as we're dumping on Nintendo here, where's my second Mario Party for the Switch?
Do you have Mario Party?
For the Switch? Yes, it was...
Oh, shit, dude.
It was okay.
Well, yeah, but that being said, I just picked it up for Connor, and, when he goes to sleep, I can just swipe it. We should play some Mario Party.
Yeah, we could totally do that via
Maybe get
Nintendo
Max
Switch
in here,
Online.
too?
Yeah, we could totally get 3 people going.
We've been threatening to do that ever since Play the Hit started, but we've never found a game that we were all committed enough to make it happen.
There we go. No, we just need a 4th person, unfortunately.
Who else owns a Switch in Mario Party?
Screw it.
We'll just tolerate us.
We'll just do a CPU character. Who are we kidding?
Who are we kidding? That's Waluigi. Oh, shit. Player 4 is always Waluigi, and he's always AI.
Or he's always Wario, one of the two.
Nah, Wario at the very least has had his own, game titles, and is a relatively respected Nintendo canon character. Waluigi, no. You just throw him out there to come in 4th place so that no one feels like they lost.
Very true. Yeah, that was a strange chapter of Nintendo's history where they entered Bizarro World and they had Wario and Waluigi, and they never really did anything with that.
I know we talked about this. I think it was actually on the GoldenEye stream, but did you ever end up watching the Walla Waluigi video?
No, it sounds completely unfamiliar to me.
Okay, so it's a Dorkly video, right?
It's coming back to me now.
Yeah, and it's Waluigi is like the id of Luigi, right? He's like Dark Luigi, and he's all the worst impulses. Well, what's like the lower form of Waluigi then? It's Waluigi, and he's just like this disgusting, bedridden, like hedonist.
Yeah, that sounds like Dorkly, all right.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be a pun on Walla Walla, Washington.
No,
but
that's fine.
That place where you sent all of your letters to Stick Stickly at Nickelodeon.
Stick Stickly, P.O. Box 963, New York City, New York State, 10108.
Wow,
I may have
that
seen
was-
that a few times.
That was impressive. That was impressive. I had the cadence down in my head, but not the numbers.
I don't know why
Boy.
that's one thing from my childhood that has stuck with me so religiously.
One,
Stick
because it
Stickly.
happened so much. Two, because it was a popsicle stick. What an oddity.
And I never won any of his sweepstakes.
I don't
Fuck
think
you,
anybody
Stick
ever really
Stickly.
won.
Well,
Whatever
now we
happened to
have our
Stick
episode
Stickly?
title. I'll see you in hell, Stick Stickly. Oh god.
When was the last time you heard of Stick Stickly? Why does that girl have a summoner's horn?
Oh, there are some beast people in this world.
Oh,
It's kind of a plot point, but it doesn't really come up in any meaningful way. I think they're just
Okay,
there for variety.
I can accept world building.
Yeah, they're just there for variety. It's kind of like you get the feeling that there was once a history where humans and beast men like warred with each other, but now they're just kind of cool. Yeah.
I am a big fan of maybe the world is just so big you can't address everything.
Yeah.
That's what Mass Effect used to do.
I kind of get the feeling that like if this game were made in 2021, that like a major plot point would be like, oh no, if we don't stop this war or this crisis from happening, we're gonna go to war with the Beastmen again. But no, it's just like, no, we're all just fucking cool with each other. Yeah, we used to be kind of racist, but now we're not anymore. So
No, maybe we don't have to solve every problem in the world.
maybe some problems got solved just fine without us. What do you got for me?
I'm sorry, I'll just never get over Mass Effect 3, like this wonderful, beautiful world universe that they created. And then it's reduced to every mission is Commander Shepard just like ticking off everything on the list of like being Space Jesus and fixing everything.
Because he's the one, the only.
So much for feeling like a small cog in the
He's
universe.
Commander
Universal
Shepard,
machine.
baby.
Didn't they also say they're going to be making a Mass Effect 5 that will be a direct sequel to 3 because 4 never happened?
Yeah, because what they tried to do with the fourth one didn't turn out so good.
Yeah, well...
From what I've heard,
I
I never actually played it.
I saw it, I wasn't impressed.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. And not
It
just
was
because
based-
you're a cynic.
Not-
I mean,
not
it really doesn't
everything
surprise
can
me
be
because I heard it
Resident Evil
wasn't a
7.
very good game.
No, I mean, basically it was like, people vaguely familiar with the Mass Effect mythos, overlaying that on top of like a world management simulator with guns.
Oh, really? Oh, that does sound tedious.
Yeah, because when I think of Mass Effect, I think of like those
There we go.
city building mini games from the Assassin's Creed universe.
Commander Shepard eating the last donut in the break room.
Oh god, these things write themselves.
You don't even have to try that hard. Just like, what's an annoying behavior, and then, affix it to Commander Shepard.
And then, like, the story writes itself, because, like, you immediately cut to Jacob going into the break room, opening the box,
Oh,
and then
man.
turn it upside down, and only crumbs come out.
Right. And Shepard's in the corner just, that's fucking good, Jacob. God, have you had one of these? No, Shepard, I was down making sure that the engine wasn't going to explode. Oh, man, you fucking missed out, dude. These are amazing. God, this is my third one. They're so fucking good.
See? Right? God, we have got to be like at least a week away from the next ports to, yeah.
So good. Jacob just like walks out in silence, knowing that he can't challenge him on it.
Garrus just walks in. What was all that about?
My very first experience with Mass Effect, Jacob wasn't a character yet, but Joker was in the first one. And I played it with a roommate, a fellow Chris, who I think you probably remember from Defiance College.
I thought you were going to say a fellow Christian, and like the cadence of how you said that alarmed me for a moment.
No, it's just another Chris, and I'll leave it at that because I don't want to name drop anybody on this channel. But the way he played it was Commander Shepard was like straight Paragon, you know? He did everything by the book and noble. But every time he had the chance, he would just fucking slam dunk on Joker. He'd like, every time, like, it was like Shepard is the world's greatest person, you know, he's a true hero, he would do anything for anybody. Except Joe, he just really hates Joker. You know?
Hey, that's okay, I hate Seth Green too.
I know, he just kept calling him Seth Green. Like, every time Joker would say something, no, that's fucking stupid, you shut up, Joker.
I wasn't that like the game that really kind of started to normalize, like, hey, here's a celebrity playing themselves.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it was Seth Green just trying to be like, hey, look, I can do like serious stuff too. Unfortunately, they never showed his face in the game, so, you know, no one really knew that it was Seth Green unless they went out of their way to find out that it was Seth Green.
They showed his face all the time, Chris.
No, like Seth Green's face, not Joker's face.
Joker's face was Seth Green's face.
No.
It's the same face.
No, it's not. Have you ever seen Seth Green?
Just like,
I mean, he's got
Ashley
like an orange
was...
tint to his hair. That's about all they have in common.
I'd have to look this up.
That was so not Seth Green's face.
All right, that's it.
All right, look up Joker and Seth Green, and I swear to God, you're not going to see anything even bearing a passable resemblance there. Clicking in the background. Come on.
My mechanical keyboard.
Right. By the way, do you have a mechanical keyboard? Do you
No,
have,
but I would
do you
like
have
to...
PC gaming to justify like a good...
No, but I would like to get one, and that is abso-fucking-lutely Joker and Seth Green looking exactly the same.
I do not see it. I do not see it.
It's the same fucking person, Chris.
It's not. It
They could not look more similar.
Oh my God. All right, we're gonna have to do like a side-by-side comparison at the end of the episode because I do not see it.
Oh yeah, I'm sending you one on Facebook right now.
Do
I mean,
do it. Oh my God.
I'm so right, it hurts.
I'm just so right. It's painful.
Oh God.
Is this like promo art where they tried to make him look more like it, or is it like his in-game
No,
character?
it's just like him stumbling out of a nightclub, looking drunk and high, and then a picture of
Well, of
Joker.
course,
next
that's
to
gonna
him.
look like Seth Green. You gotta have him at the cockpit. It's not right.
Oh man, you're so far down on my Facebook recent message list.
Yeah, I've just been not doing Facebook except for
There's
pissing
no
into
reason
the wind
to.
politically. This is not one of those games where you have to go in every house. I don't know why I'm doing this.
Because other games have groomed you for it. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
right.
never mind. I'll just throw it up on the Discord.
Do it.
We never did get the Mass Effect movie, did we?
No, and I can sleep at night just fine, strangely enough, you know?
You know, amongst many other things, The Witcher Netflix series showed me that getting a movie or a series doesn't really matter because everything gets one nowadays. Like,
yeah, that's true.
Like, that was kind of the peak of, oh man, wouldn't it be cool if Witcher got a series? And then it got a series. And then it's like, man, what if Mario got another movie? Yeah, that'll probably happen.
What if Bob
What if
Hoskins came out of retirement? Or
What
wait,
if-
is
what
Bob
if,
Hoskins dead?
Who?
The guy who played Mario in the Mario movie?
I don't know. I know Captain Lou Albino's dead, and that's all that matters to me.
Yeah. He'll always be the live-action Mario to me, too, but...
What if Metal Gear Solid got a movie? Yeah, that'll probably happen.
Oh, you mean Metal Gear Solid 4?
Metal Gear Solid 4 is a movie.
Yeah.
But thanks for the setup. We're talking about the good one, Resident Metal Evil 1.
I almost
sorry, I
said,
had a
wouldn't it be
stroke.
great if Resident Evil got a movie? And then I thought, wait, Resident Evil did get a movie.
Yeah, what would that
Wait a
look
minute.
like?
Resident Evil got like 10 movies. They all suck.
Oh god, that's
Sorry.
great.
Those are not good films. I mean, the first one was kind of passable just because it didn't
I award
try
you
to
joke
take,
of the night. That was good.
it didn't try to take anything from the games, and then after that, not so much.
Just
so.
the audacity of the first movie allowed it to get ahead, you know.
And I mean, I'm
the
sorry,
audacity that this had anything resembling anything
but yeah.
with the Resident Evil series.
And I'm sorry, but oh my God, what's her name? The female lead.
Mila Jovovich?
Yes. Oh God, she is. She's easy on the eyes.
Well, she might even be said to be the main draw for these movies.
I like how with every progressing movie, she wore less and less clothes.
Yeah, it's like as though the attention went down, the amount of clothes went also down.
It's like, guys, we gotta quit doing zombies. They don't like zombies. What do they like? Why do they keep showing up for these films? It's Mila Jovovich's boobs, man. I'm telling you. They ought to just be on the poster at all times. I like the way you think, you son of a bitch.
Hey, it's an evil Triforce.
Yeah, right. It's almost as if Nash is into some shady shit.
No. People with a pompadour generally aren't into bad stuff.
But have you ever known someone with a pompadour that you thought, boy, I'd like to spend a lot of time with them?
No, none.
None.
Welcome,
Valid
young
point.
ones.
Maybe
I
they're
see
not the
that you've
worst
come to
guy
have
you
your
know,
fortunes
but, you
told.
know,
Lost
you're
items,
not hanging out with them
difficult
after work for
business
drinks.
Troubles with your love life? These are but a
Why
few
do
of the many
sorceresses,
services I
Nick,
can
in
offer.
these games, and by these
So,
games I
don't
mean
be
games
bashful.
in general,
Let's see
always
what
have to
your
have the
futures entail.
cleavage?
This is the worst cleavage I've ever seen. Like, she looks very ill.
She looks very ill.
Like, she probably has the plague and she has dropped 25 pounds, and that is not a healthy weight.
But is there something in, like, the history of witches or sorceresses or something that I'm not aware about where, like, their boobs must be on display? And I'm not saying
Well, I
this is like a
mean-
radical feminist or anything. I'm just saying, it's such a trope in so many games. Like, evil sorceress, yeah, you bet you're seeing her titties. Like, I don't understand.
Well, okay, you would have to go back to the 17th century, and, you know, if someone was too attractive, well, clearly they had made a bargain with Satan to be attractive.
Yes.
This was a very
Okay.
common. This
Okay.
was a very common trope. It was outlined wonderfully in the Magnificum Magnificia, which
Tell me
I
you
believe-
pulled that out of your ass.
like I've been waiting just to throw this into a conversation, otherwise known as the Hammer of Witches, which is the field manual for how to hunt, spot, and execute witches.
It's Nick's time to shine.
But yeah, anyways, no, that was very common. You know, if she was too attractive and refused to sleep with you, she was clearly a witch.
Clearly.
And if she did sleep with you and was too attractive, she was probably a witch.
Clearly
I mean,
a witch.
More or less, it was just another tool to keep women under control.
And if she was vaguely attractive and, like, you know, you never really got to know her, probably better off, because that was a witch.
So, anyways, but yeah, this isn't necessarily a recent pop culture phenomenon.
No. So Nick, there have been so many nuggets in this episode. I've got to ask you with our final, like, 3 or 4 minutes here. What's the damn title of this episode?
Valid question, Chris. I don't know. There were quite a few good nuggets, particularly later on.
Ramus. Yeah, I mean, I gotta be honest. The Resident Evil the movie bit was pretty good.
goodness, you really had me at, boy, wouldn't it be good if they made a Resident Evil movie?
Oh, wait, they made a Resident Evil movie.
Hold on a second.
Oh, wait a minute. They made a sequel to the Resident Evil movie. Wait a minute.
Say what you will about the quality of those movies, they still get made, damn it.
It's like 14 fucking movies.
Who does those? Is it Yui Ball or is it,
No, but I think that's the... Well, no, see, Yui Bowls are, like, famous for being, like, unwatchable, whereas the Resident Evils were just, like, milquetoast action flicks with Resident Evil trappings.
They were watchable, you're
Yeah.
right. They
Some
were
of them.
highly watchable. Like, you can put that on while you're doing laundry
Yeah.
and, like, just walking in and out of the room, and you get the full experience, which I don't know if is a compliment or not.
Or alternatively, my experience with them in college, you just smoke a joint and pass out on the couch and wake up and you're in movie 4 of a 5-movie marathon of Resident Evil.
Oh, God.
Nick, I don't think we have enough time, though, to go into all the details of my substance abuse or meet Master Mel, so I'm going to have to say next time on Play the Hits.
Oh, God, leave on a high note.
Yeah.
Leave on a high note. There's your episode title. On a high note.
Speaking of which, before we go, let's go to the board, see Discord. Okay, Seth Green Joker. Oh, son of a bitch! That's fucking Seth Green.
I don't know who you were thinking of. Maybe Mark Meir, the voice actor for Commander
I guess
Shepard,
I just forgot what fucking Seth Green looked like.
It's just him,
all right.
Chris.
You win this one, Nick.